Hey, today I will explain my personal culture and background. So, first of all, I'm from Colombia. I was born and raised in a city named Cali, which is the main city of Valle del Cauca province, and it's located on the southwest of Colombia. I grew up in a very small family. As you can see on the image, there's my cat. Her name is Michi. On the other image, you can observe a man, that's my uncle. The woman that's carrying me is my mother, and the other woman is my aunt. Also, I got other cousins, but I don't talk to them that much. I was with all of them in Colombia my whole life until my uncle and my aunt decided to came here to Canada like a year ago, and I wanted to join them in this journey, especially because I just ended high school like 2 years ago, and my dream always was to study in my university or college in Canada. And a Centennial College had the animation program, and I ended up in this college. Talking about languages I've learned, we can start with Spanish, which is my mother tongue. Do that, I'm a Colombian girl. The second one is English, more specific American English, which my school taught me since I was in first grade, like when I was 5 years old. But when I was in eighth grade, we changed a professor. We had a British professor, which changed a little bit my journey with English. But at the end, it was good because I can now understand both accents. The third language is French, which I also learned in school since I was in sixth grade until 11th grade. But I hate French so much that I really forgot a lot of things. But now that I'm in Canada, I will have to go back to it, unfortunately. The fourth language is German, which I learned since 2 years ago, because I also consider Germany as a country to study, but it is very difficult, like very, very difficult, believe me. Though I like it and I want to continue with it. The last one is Italian, which I started like a few months ago, but unfortunately I stopped because now I'm busy with work and study. And I know there are like a lot of languages, but it was possible to me because um, the first three languages I saw it in school. I was used to use it every day, and the ones I didn't saw in school, I practiced them with personalized classes, books, series, or movies, among others. Now, in terms of religion, I'm an atheist, but I do believe in reincarnation because humans are energy. Thus, as one of the laws of energy states, energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only converted from one form of energy to another. In addition, I don't believe in religion or so, but I do like Stoicism philosophy, which in few words it consists in a few points. The first one I would say is wisdom, seeing things for what they are, not what we wish they are. The second one is like courage, in terms of acting the right way despite fear or reservation. The other one is justice, which is acting fairly despite pressure not to. And the last one will be temperance, which is like acting with discipline and self control despite the draws of passions and greed. Um, when I arrived to Canada, I noticed how Canadians aren't that open and warm as Colombian people are. We are used to hug people the first time we met, be very social and polite, and in Canada, one must be careful because not everybody welcome that warm hug or they aren't very open. Um, Now talking about disrespectful actions. In my opinion, I consider disrespectful like graffitis on small local stores because that's private property and they're working so hard just to spend extra money on painting their walls again. They don't respect pedestrians. I understand this one better when I came here to Canada. because it's impressive how people are very aware of pedestrians, while in my country, many people don't care about them and they basically act as if they do not exist. Also, make actions that may affect nature, respectful with others and with future generations. Another one is interrupt a person when they're talking. I don't even have to explain this one. And I'll say the last one is not to give your seat to senior, pregnant women, or disabled people on public transportation. They may need it more than you, and it's selfish if you don't want to give them something as simple as a seat. Talking about individualism and collectivism, I would classify myself as a combination of both. Due that I love to work by myself in terms of study and assignments, and sometimes, like very few times at work, but I do also enjoy working as a collective group, especially when I'm at work. Um, but yeah, it basically depends also in which type of people you're working with, but I'm a combination of both. Do I come from a high context culture or a low context culture? I'll say I come from a high context culture. Do that in Colombia, we got a lot. We got like common history and background. We share a lot of traditions as a country, province, and city. We are also very emotional and passionate when we express our thoughts. In addition, we tend to use like implicit information. For example, if we want to ask for a favor, we first ask the person how they're doing, how's your week going, what did they did that day, what they have done, and finally we ask the favor. We also value grip of sense, and we got a lot of nonverbal expressions. As I already mentioned before, we express ourselves with our body. It can be by talking while moving our hands a lot, dancing, or just physical touch. Now, how tolerant am I with inequalities? I'm zero tolerant. I hate that. And I prefer justice stuff. For example, at home, if you want me to respect you, I will expect the same from you. I don't care who you are. At work, I hate when employers do not respect one's schedule and think they can do whatever they want with us. That's why we've got a contract. Like, they must respect it. And the worst one, I would say society. I will focus this one with politics and my country especially because things are so bad and sad that if you say something that the government doesn't like, they will go search you and they will kill you or they will threaten you to do. So you just gotta shut up. Talking about this, I'll say adjusting to a new culture is never easy, but it depends on what culture we're talking about. For example, for me, it's not easy to relate with Canadian, Indian, or some Asian and certain parts of African culture. And that's why I relate here more with Latin American culture, Europe culture, and the Philippine culture. Now, talking about personal culture versus national culture, well, one example of a different thing about my personal and national culture is that people in Colombia say a lot of stuff just to say one thing, while I prefer people to go straight to the point with me. I will say the rest of things are basically the same. I love to dance, I love to socialize, I'm open with people, emotional, passionate, among others. Now, culture shocks. Well, I have had some culture shocks since I came here to Canada. Some are good, some are bad. The good one is that people here are very civilized and polite. Most things look good and organized. Bad thing is, as I already mentioned before, Canadians are very close and cold people, but at least this country is very multicultural and I get the chance to relate with other people, and I love when people explain me their culture and when I explain them my culture. Finally, talking about 161. While talking about this class, I would say that it really helped me remember stuff I saw in school about essays and reading skills, skim and scan. What was hard for me was the number of assignments that we had or the time we got to make them, because I have other 8 courses, I work, and I must build here a social life, uh, keep going with migration process, etc. But getting to the end of the course, I got a little bit better in that aspect. But definitely, it was really helpful seeing all this information again. So now I will use it for 171 when I have to do all that essays. Yeah, that will be it. Thank you for your time.